right, cool.
The Curry's over there. Everybody thumbs up.
Hey, watch that.
Hey,
I ain't told nobody something. Get my Teddy Riley going on, man. Now, what happened with my scallops?
Yeah, so what happened to them scallops during the break? Oh my God.
We almost there.
We're there.
Yo.
All right,
So look, I got another question for you. We're similar.
Yeah.
While we're similar in this. Talk about like your mindset at the time when you signed with Under Armour, because at the time it wasn't obviously a popular choice. I'm similar because I signed with Li-Ning, that it wasn't a popular choice. But talk about that and all the kids out there to understand that it's way more than one or two brands.
It's a good one.
Coming into the league, at the time it was entrepreneurial in mindset, and to have a seat at the table of actually growing like a meaningful business. And at the time, UA didn't really have. We had like Brandon Jennings, DeAndre Jordan, Kent Bazemore, small roster, but not really a substantial business by any stretch, and never had a true signature athlete that was actually, being able to actually, infuse some life into the business and some juice and energy. And so I love that opportunity to do something that was going to be hard work. It was going to be on my shoulders to go out and perform, obviously, and kind of carry the weight of that. And I've loved every minute of it. It's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of crazy learning lessons. I've had some dud shoes. I've had some fire shoes. Like, I embrace it all. So, whenever basketball is back, continue that effort. And you always got to evolve, right? Like, that's the biggest thing about our careers. Like, we are who we are, and we come to the gym with the same mentality. We're trying to win. But it's all kind of packaged differently every year, depending on what your situation is, and you can embrace that. And so I love helping telling that story every single year, and then allowing myself and UA and the partnership that we had to bring that to life. So it was a good decision at the time, not just business wise, but it was a great learning experience. It's been for the last 7 years. So same thing I know for you.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, you hit all the points. For me, man, I was in a different place. I was 30 years old, and I was looking at the game differently. I was looking at, my overall life differently at the time. And we always hear this word, right? As athletes, they throw around this word legacy all the time. And I ain't even lie to you, for a long time, I didn't even know what legacy was. I took a stab at what I thought it was, but I really didn't know what it was. So when I set out and thought about, kind of this move that I was, the space I was in as a 30-year-old athlete in the NBA, the conversations that you have with other brands is they want to go like 2-3 years because, athletes, once they get to 30, they start.
Yeah, they know.
Right? So they throw you to the side.
And who's next?
Yeah, who's next? And you know what? And I respect it's business, so you got to respect that, and you can't be sensitive to it, right, from that standpoint. So I think I just set out to look and see what was best for my family and myself. And for us, it was about, we both was in this process of building something and really having real equity and ownership in it. And, we always talked about giving others a platform or raising others up with you or bringing others up along. So for me, when I got opportunity to sign with Li-Ning and have my own brand with them, my whole mission was to build something so great that, it's another kid in the inner city of Chicago right now that may be 5 years old or 7 years old that one day can see what I did and understand that his power, understand his reach, and understand that, the world is bigger than what you just see out your front window and your back window. So I was a little nervous at first because it was kind of uncharted territories for myself, but it ended up being one of the smartest decisions business-wise that I made so far, of putting my family in a situation of legacy and lifelong opportunity to grow and build something.
Absolutely, man. It takes a lot to take that risk, right? There's risk associated with it, and you know, the security of the big brands and all that. Like they do amazing stuff, and you can't argue. Like at one point in time, and both of our careers, it made sense. But when you get to a certain point, you can pivot and take that ownership and equity. That's what everybody should be looking for. Those type of opportunities.
Y'all talk about from a business standpoint, the business of basketball and deal structure and thinking outside the box in terms of your business and how you do it yourself and betting on yourself and what that looks like and what it can look like. I know I was watching the doc about MJ and you know, Scotty's deal, and I literally couldn't sleep after watching it because I saw myself. I saw all the terrible decisions I made out of necessity in the moment and not thinking bigger picture. Yeah. And because best believe, even when you can't see your greatness, somebody else can, and they're banking on you not having that self-esteem and having that self-worth. So talk about what is one great piece of business advice that you guys have gotten that can influence this next generation? As Dee says, you know, there's a 5 or a 7-year-old out there on this IG live. What can you say?
I'm just talking about out there, period. It's parents out here that have kids out there.
I think, I mean, that's a great point. And everybody's story is different. You got to realize that. So, like, being real with yourself and where you're at, knowing, like, you talk about Scotty's example, like, there were a lot of life circumstances that, I don't think they talked about it a lot, but there are a lot of things in his past that, you know, came through with the decision that he made. And that's all well and good. And like you say, like, you would wish that he could have had made a different decision, looked out for himself a little bit, or bet on himself and got a better return. But the biggest thing that somebody told me was obviously be aware, be smart, be educated. But once you make a decision, like, you got to live with it and go and make the most of it. And so it's always easy to count other people's money, to look across the line and say,
been in your pocket?
exactly.
What's in your wallet?
I'd like to know.
And figure out exactly, you know, you can always say you could be better, but, you know, you want to be as educated as you can when you're making decisions like that. Look out and realize your leverage and your worth in those type of conversations, and do your best to protect yourself through that. And that was, like, even for my first contract, and it's kind of been talked about too, like, underpaid for 3 years, whatever it was. Like, I told myself when I put that ink on the paper, like, and especially in this industry, in this business, you can't ever look across and just compare yourself and think that that's the only thing that matters. At the end of the day, if I can take care of my family and whatnot, like, it sounds good, but that was really my thought process. Like, I'm gonna be all right. Let's figure this out. And so for, you know, anybody who's watching, you're gonna have a lot of different decisions to make, and you're gonna be trying to compare yourself to the next person beside you, or look at models like D-Wade was talking about. You have to be real with yourself and know where you're at. Have big dreams and visions, but make sure people that are around you are telling you to you straight too. I threw a lot out there just now, but that was
perfect.
You know, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, what do I have? I have a whole freaking line. Good.
How long do you think
I got a whole lot. I got a whole lot to say. No, just joking. But I can't. I would say,
listen, girl, we talked about this.
I would say that no matter how nice you are in your personal life and the way that you speak to people and you carry yourself and you go about things, when it comes to business, a part of you, when it comes to the fundamentals, has to be regimented and a little bit ruthless